There we go. So a little rotation, straighten that pipe right out. So that's a tricky piece. It's not very clear what they're talking about when they say rotate it.
I am your father.
Hey everybody, it's David from Red Wagon Dioramas. This video is a tutorial video to help you build your Cantina bar for the Haslab Cantina set. I just built the bar and I disassembled it. I'm going to build it again in this video. Now that I understand it, I'll be able to give you some tips and some pointers along the way. So hopefully this is helpful to you guys. If it is, please leave me a comment below, hit the like button for me, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Thanks guys, let's get into it.
All right guys, so the first thing you're going to do is open box number 3 and box number 4. Box number 3 has the actual bar itself, these parts. It has the 2 archways, and it has the roof to the bar. You can set those aside for now. So the first thing you have to do on these 5 sets is take the clamshell off. So just unsnap that and set it aside, and then you're going to have all the pieces accessible in here. I'm going to put sticky tabs on here just to label each one. So this is tray 4E, as shown in the instructions right here. You can see 4A, 4B, 4C, 4D, 4E. So this is tray 4B, which is mostly cups. It also has some of the blue and red lights for inside some of the alcoves. But you can take this and set this aside right now. You don't need anything from this tray to actually build the bar part. So that leaves us with the 4 trays we are going to use, which I have labeled just like in the drawing here: 4A, 4C, 4D, and 4E. These are the ones you're going to need to build it. To start, you'll also need the central bar section from box 3. And that has all the little holes you have to plug all these pegs into. The hole placement is not symmetrical. It's very specific left or right, so make sure you have it oriented correctly according to the drawing when you start. One thing I realized after I was mostly through the build I wanted to share with you guys is the color matters. If it's red on the instructions, that means it's a gold piece. If it's gray like this with the canisters, that is the silver colored pieces. And then if you have like a darker, almost a black canister here, these are the ones that are like a real dark gray, almost a black color. So that does help with instructions. If you see something that's red, that's a gold colored item. Gray is silver, black is the dark silver, dark gray. Okay, so we're going to start here with step 1. First thing is we're going to make sure we get the bar piece oriented the right way. The easiest way for me to tell this was at those 3 dots right on top of each other on the left. So actually that's the wrong way, so I'm going to flip this around. So there you see those 3 holes. So that's the orientation you want for these first few steps. You're going to flip it around later. So the first piece we're going to get is this golden straight piece right here. And if you look over on the trays, it'll show you where in the tray that piece is. It's highlighted right here. So it's tray 4E, and it's that horizontal piece right there. Okay, so I'm going to pick up tray 4E here, and that piece is right here. Now, these are in there loose. They're not hard to get out, but with my fat fingers sometimes be a little challenging. All right, so just like the picture, you got the piece right there. It's going to peg in to that first hole next to the 3 holes. So here's the 3 holes. It's a little bit of a larger hole as well, you'll notice. Now this will push in. It's really, you got to be careful when you're assembling this thing because you don't want to put much force on these thin plastic pieces. This is one of the thicker ones, so it's pretty easy to put this one in. There is just a little bit of a click when that one goes in. That's pretty sturdy. This is one of the pieces that's going to hold up the roof. So these are a bit stronger. The smaller holes, much more delicate. You guys need to be careful with those. I didn't break anything, but I did feel like I was close in a couple instances. All right, next for step 1 is this gray assortment of pipes with the 2 canisters that attach to it. So again, the pieces that you're using are the ones that are highlighted in red here. So that gray piece you're going to use is right here. And in the canisters, it's this one that's outlined in red and this one that's outlined in red. So first, tray 4C. Here's 4C. We're going to get that silver piece out right there. That matches the drawing. Then we're going to get those 2 canisters out of 4D. So in 4D, it is the bottom left corner here. That one there. And the far right corner. So the smaller canister goes right here on this short pipe. Just plugs in there. It does have a little bit of a click. And then that taller IG head canister, look at the drawing right there. It plugs into this short pipe here. Again, you can hear a little bit of a click when it snaps in. All right, and now I have to plug in all these pegs onto the bar here. All right, so my strategy here with putting the piece in like this that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 pegs is I'm going to start with the thicker pegs, which are these two main posts that support the roof, and then I'm going to try to align these more flexible pieces separately. So I'm going to find the two large holes there in the bar, and click those down in place. And actually that lined up pretty well using those as a guide. You can see I didn't even push these down yet, and they kind of set right in place. They're not down all the way, so I'm going to push down a little bit here. And I'd recommend grabbing at the bottom and just pinch real hard and try to slide them in. These little ones do not click in. They just friction fit in there. So you just got to give each one a little bit of downward force to get it to sit fully down in place. See, this is a little tilted here. Yeah, I need to push that down a little bit more, these three right here. So I'm actually putting quite a bit of force on it. And you should look pretty square when the piping is in all the way. It should look, all the angles should be pretty much 90 degrees. All right, so that's pretty good. So that's step 1 is done. Moving on to step 2, we have, again, a red pipe is a gold pipe. So you got this long gold pipe with these 3 pegs, and then you got this short little gold pipe here. It looks like a staple goes on the other end. The long pipe is here. It's reversed image. It is in 4C, and the short little staple thing is here in 4E. So let's do the long pipe first from 4C. So here's 4C. This really long one, and you've got 1, 2, 3 pegs. The first one goes in that first hole of the 3, and then there's these 2 here which get the other 2. This is one of the most fragile pieces. That's what it looks like. So that's in there. There's absolutely nothing supporting this over here. This actually ends up plugging into the wall later, one of the last steps. Okay, the next is this little staple looking pipe. That is again from tray 4E. So that is here, my 4E. It's right there behind the sticky note, this little guy right here. This is a symmetrical piece, so I don't think it matters which way it goes which. It's going to go in these very last 2 holes here at the end. Just going to line those up, stand it up, push down gently, and you kind of feel it set into place there. That's it for that. Okay, turning the page to step 3. Now this took me a bit of figuring out, and I'll try to help you guys with a few tips here. But you basically got to add a whole bunch of canisters, 2, 4, 6, 8 canisters along this side of the bar, and they don't all align as they are in the tray, so you actually have to rotate them. So all of these pipes rotate within the canisters, and same with the ball canister here. I'll show you that in a sec. But let's go from left to right here. So again, gray means they're silver, pink means they're gold, black means they're the dark gray. So we need a silver one that looks like that to go on the end. Silver one's in here. There's only one that looks like that, which has a single pipe going up and down through it. So that's this really long one right here in 4D. So here's 4D. This piece right here. There it is. It's the only one that looks like this. So that is going to go right on the end, right in that first hole on the outer bar shelf there. A little bit of pressure, and you can see it stands up by itself. Okay, the next one is going to be a golden canister with a golden pipe that goes to a silver ball. So that piece is right here in 4D. So 4D, it's this one right here in the bottom middle. Now this is one of the tricky ones because when you take it out of the tray, it's actually not in the right position because that hole is not centered on that ball, and you actually have to rotate this ball around to get the pegs to line up on the bar. That's what this little graphic is trying to tell you, is that you have to rotate the ball in order for it to fit in the peg. I'll show you this right here. So these two are supposed to fit in these two holes right here, and obviously the pegs are too close together, so you have to rotate this one out, grab both pieces, and when you rotate it, you create more space there. Now they will line up better. So I will just stick them in there like that. I actually don't like the way that looks kind of crooked like that. I'm going to try to rotate the sphere a little bit more clockwise here. See if I can get it to fit a little bit better. There we go. So a little rotation, straighten that pipe right out. So that's a tricky piece. It's not very clear what they're talking about when they say rotate it. So that one goes in there. Next instruction would be the dark gray one, and this is a dark gray one that has a single gold pipe coming out of the top of it. So that is going to be over here in tray 4A. So this is the first piece out of 4A. So you're going to get this dark gray one here. So this is that piece from 4A. You can see that these pipes you can actually detach. The important thing to note here is it does, rotate, and these can actually come out too. But you're going to have to rotate these a little bit to make them fit in here, because this one has 3 pegs, 1, 2, 3, 2 at the upper bar, 1 at the lower bar. So that's going to be these 3 holes right here. 1, 2. I'm going to put the center peg here at the lower bar first. Push that in. And then I'm going to, oops, I have it backwards. See, I made a mistake. I should spin this around. Put the center post in first at the lower bar, then I'll rotate this gold one around to that hole back there. And then I'll rotate the canister again to get the gray pipe all the way up there on the upper bar. So it should have kind of a triangular footprint there. 1, 2, 3, when you have it together. All right, then we have another small ball canister here with a gold pipe, and that is going to be in tray 4D. So 4D is right here. Same thing here, you have the option to rotate this as you need to make the pegs fit. The golden pipe is shorter, it goes on the upper bar part, the ball itself plugs into the lower bar part. So, lower bar, upper bar. Should look like that if you're looking down on it. Okay, that leaves 3 more canisters here. We have a gold one that has like this 3-legged support stand, and that is going to be this one with this big gold pipe over here in 4A. So in 4A you have a gold canister and you have a double silver. So again, it's the gold one here with the pipe attached to it. This one was tricky for me too the first time I did it. The tripod stand of the canister is going to sit on that lower bar there, and then the pipe is actually going to be perpendicular to the bar. You can see it in this picture here. So this gold pipe, instead of running the length of all the direction, instead of running the direction of most of the pipes, this one actually comes out perpendicular. It's going to clip onto the ceiling of the bar. So it has only 1 peg, And the hole that it pegs into is right here next to the other ceiling support. So next to the silver support, there's one hole right there. So I'm gonna peg that. This is one of the real fragile ones. Be careful here. Grab it down low. And should be able to get those 3 legs for the canister onto the bar. And you want this pipe to kind of come out, like I said, perpendicular, like that. All right, lastly, there's 2 more canisters. There's a silver one and another dark gray one. And then there's a pipe that connects the 2 of them. So these are 3 independent pieces. So you want the silver canister is going to be, with the tripod legs, is 4D, the top left corner. So that's this. These little tripods do come off. And then the dark gray one with the single gray pipe is going to be 4D here. It's going to be this one. I believe these 2 pieces are identical, by the way. But this is the first one they call out. This is going to peg into the lower bar, and the the silver pipe there is going to plug into the upper bar. We have 1 hole left on the bottom, on the lower bar, and then we've got 2 holes here on the upper bar. We're going to plug into that first one. Just like that. And then this loose silver canister here is going to just sit on the lower bar like that. And then we've got a copper pipe that connects the 2 of them together. That copper pipe is right over here in the middle of 4E. So 4E is here. Where is it? Yeah, right behind my sticky note. Right here in the middle. So you got these 2 individual pipes, and then they kind of run parallel to each other with a double peg. Oh no, I dropped it. Do the black one first, because that one's fixed in place. You can hear that kind of pop into place. And then this canister is going to sit on the bar. You can hear that pop into place. So that's what we have now. We've completed step 3. There was a lot there, but we added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 canisters to the side of the bar. Okay, so turn the page. We are on step 4. Now this one says spin it around 180 degrees because we're going to do the canisters on the other side of the bar. So let's spin this around. And that looks about right. Before we do the next row of canisters, we're going to add the 4 containers of liquid in there, and they're going to sit in between the pipes here on the upper bar. All of these are in tray 4A. Let's see what we've got here. So 4A, we're going to use this little pink one. We're going to use this yellowish one. We're going to use this kind of brownish peach colored one, and we're going to use the purple. The purple is the largest one here on the end with the dark color. So that's going to sit right here, kind of between the silver ball and the gold canister. Then we're going to do the shortest one, which is the little pink one here. That's going to sit in the next open spot there. Then we're going to do the second largest one here, this kind of peach colored one. I'm going to put that right here in the middle. And then the little yellow one here, it's going to be last, and that's going to go right here. Now these are just loose set. There's no pegs. There's nothing to hold in place, so they will fall out if you tip this bar over. So do be careful as you're continuing on. Now we need this piece, which is from 4E, the copper pipe there. And I had this spun around the wrong way before. So the long arm goes by the purple side. And that's just going to plug in these 2 spots right here. It's the very farthest hole to the corner here on this one. And then over here by the yellow canister right here. Okay, that looks right. Yep. So it should run just parallel to the other pipes here. Okay, that brings us to step number 5. So in step 5, we're going to install 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 canisters. We've got a silver one, a black one, a gold one, and then 4 more silver. And they are all in tray 4D. So I'm going to start at the ends first because these two are identical. That's these two pieces right here in 4D. So I got this one here. I got this one here. They're both exactly the same, and they both go on the ends right here. So you're going to find that hole right in the middle of the copper pipes down here. Pipe's going to go on the upper bar. The canister is going to plug in at the lower bar. It's a little tricky to get your finger in there for this hole. Just kind of push down there. That one's in. Same thing over here. There's one last hole in the top bar right there and on the lower bar. You're going to plug into those. Right like that. So that one's in and that one's in. All right, from the left we have the dark black one next. So that's in 4D. That is this dark gray piece right here. It is going to plug in the next hole in the lower bar, and it kind of angles over to the upper bar. So I'm going to plug it right here, and that other pipe's going to go right there. It kind of looks like that. Okay, then we have the gold canister on the tripod stand with a silver pipe. That is this piece here in 4D, top right corner. It's right here. That one is also going to plug in at the upper bar right here. And it's just going to rest on the lower bar with the tripod legs. Just like that, plugs in right there. Okay, then we have 2 more identical silver pieces here. Just a pipe on the bottom. That is this one here, these 2 in 4D. So you got this one here, this one here. Again, both the same pieces. And you've got 2 holes in the bar where those go, right here and here. These are probably the easiest pieces to install in the whole kit right there. Okay, then you have another silver one on a tripod with a pipe. That's this one here. Tray 4D right here. Now this pipe is going to go in the upper bar and it's going to angle over kind of past the purple canister. So I got to slide this thing over. There's a hole right back there where that's going to go into. Let's see if I push it down with my finger here. Yep, just like that. Okay, and we already did the last one. So that is that for step 5. Oh, I want to point out one more thing. So 4D, the tray, is now empty, except for this piece here. This is just an extra prop piece, a canister, that this one doesn't have any holes for any piping. So it just sits on the bar next to the keyboards and the hookahs or whatever. It's just a set piece. So don't worry if you don't have a place for that yet. All right, let's turn the page to step 6. So step 6, this is interesting. You've got a dual canister piece that hooks onto a big pipe that goes over everything else and plugs into the top of these canisters. So that is in tray 4E, and the canister is the double one of 4A. So 4A, got these 2 canisters here, and then in 4E, you got this last big pipe piece here. This one. Let's see, we gotta go this way. It's gonna come in here. This little elbow here is gonna plug right into the side of the canister. And you can rotate these if they're not rotated properly out of the package. You can just spin them a little bit. These canisters are pretty much a right angle there. And then you're gonna set the whole thing down in place kind of right here by this pink canister. So this whole thing is going to come right down here on this. And this should plug into the top of these canisters here that we just installed. So if I start on the end down here, I'm going to plug in the top here. That's a nice little click. Oops, my roof support came loose. All right, nice little click there into the top of that one. It's going to click in here to this one. Click in here to this one. And then you got the last two here. Okay, so that is in. It's starting to come together now. All right, that's step 6. Turn the page. Step 7, we're working on the bar ceiling. Okay, so there's one pipe that attaches to the bar ceiling. Okay, there's our bar. Okay, and the pipe is in 4C. Not much left in this tray except for like the hookah hoses and stuff. Okay. So this pipe goes like this and plugs in 3 places. 3 little holes here on the roof. I mean the ceiling. 1, 2, and down here 3. Okay, then they want us to assemble the horseshoe of the bar. Get our archways out. And we're going to put this thing together. And all these pipes on the end are going to plug into that archway right there. Here's our archway. You can see the holes where the pipes are going to plug in. Just going to take these right here. 1, 2. Okay, so that's 4 different ones pegged in there, just like the instructions show. And then they want you to slide the bar in and clip it to the arch. Got the pegs here on the end of the bar. It actually clicks in nicely. I've seen complaints from people that the bar doesn't stay together well, and that's true. These seams are opening up on mine too. All right, what's next? Next we have the little arch, and we have another pipe that goes on the wall there. So this is in 4E. And that just plugs in, okay. So our little arch is here. Plug that in there. Got this golden pipe right here. Short little leg goes up here. There's 2 pegs up here. One there, and then one here, and one at the bottom. Nice little detail piece. Step 11, this is the tricky part. You've got to align 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bits and pieces plus the main notches. And these ones, you got like 10 different things you got to connect all at once. This is just tricky, just takes trial and error. For me, I focused on lining up the 3 main posts, and that kind of helped me hit these 3 big holes, and then the rest of it kind of fell into place, like this little one here, these 2 here, and then the other ones you'll see. But this I just being real kind of gentle with it. So I'm gonna feed the 2 main notches in for the bar here into the archway. Drop that down. I did line up real nicely with those 3 main posts. However, I can see my silver pipe here popped out of its peg. Okay, this is working. You can see, if you look down, you can see the silver there of the posts coming up in. Now what's not right yet is these 2 pieces are supposed to be on top of the bar. They're supposed to be in those notches. There's enough flexibility in here where you can kind of bend them and slide them over. Just do that real carefully. Those pop down, and then you've got one right here too. Same thing, just kind of slide it over, up and down, in. Just a little bit of pressure. Again, this thing is kind of fragile. And there you have it. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed one more pipe here. What is this one? This is a one piece in 4E. Forgot the last copper pipe here. So this one, there's one more canister here that does not have a pipe in it yet. It notches into the ceiling. So we'll plug that into the top of the canister. All right, and then we'll spin it over here and hook it onto the ceiling. All right, guys, so there you go. It is complete. That is everything, right? Did I miss anything on the instructions here? Nope, because then you're into the booths. So that does it for the bar. That's all I wanted to cover on this video. This is the hardest part of the set, obviously. And that's how you put it together. I hope this is helpful to you guys. Maybe helps you prevent some frustration with the process. Again, I did it twice. This is my second time putting it together. I'm an engineer. I just kind of like fiddling with stuff like this. Anyway, let me know in the comments if this was helpful to you guys. If you have any questions, let me know. And enjoy your cantinas. I will catch you guys on the next one. May the force be with you. Bye.